What company has lost their way? Craftsman, Black & Decker, Stanley. Basically every old American tool company is now a shell of its former self. TLC, the Learning Channel. John Deere and their computerized tractors that farmers have to illegally hack to repair. Etsy. It used to be about handmade, creative, artistic goods, tools, materials and so on. Now most shops you purchase from buy from overseas mass producers and ship you those items. Large scale businesses took over. The fees are bonkers, but the mass producers can afford it and still make a profit. Etsy is making hand over fist, so as long as that's happening they don't care too much about their original business plan. Macy's. It's a junk store now. Most of their locations are sad, ugly and depressing. After reading these comments, it's basically companies who strove to create a quality product worth consumers' trust. But once they had that loyalty, they dropped it all. What used to be Hewlett-Packard Company? It's been drawn and quartered. A succession of really bad CEOs. Carly Fiorina, Mark Hurd, Leo Apotheker and Meg Whitman have killed the creativity and the soul of the company. It's been split up and no longer resembles the exemplary company it used to be. GE, my how the mighty have fallen. The East India Trading Company has really diminished over time. The glorious downfall of Yik Yak. It had the potential to match the gravity of Snapchat and Instagram, but they decided to bait and switch their product, changing it into another generic social media platform this year. W.H. Smith. Bad management. Fed up staff. Higher than high prices. Cages and book boxes taking up space on the shop floor. Could go on for hours. Sears. Roebuck and Company. Colloquially known as Sears, they were like the Amazon of their 20th century. Absolutely huge and sold everything under the sun. Now they've closed stores everywhere and are basically bankrupt. Tim Hortons used to serve a quality product. Pinterest, before you could click to read and get the info. Now it takes you to another site with tons of ads to where you gave to scroll a mile to get it all. You might even have to give your email if you would truly want the info. I find myself skipping those. Try buying Pyrex. Trust me, it's completely different. Two companies own the name, but only one owns the rights to the original Pyrex heat-resistant glass. Unfortunately, the inferior Pyrex runs the market in America, while the superior Pyrex is sold in Europe. Pretty sure you can still import though. Dunkin' Donuts used to be a donut shop, but now they're just a coffee shop. History Channel, Discovery, TLC, MTV, etc. Reality TV really made these channels lose their way, and it sucks because they used to be great. Facebook, all you see anymore is tons of ads littering your feed with a few of your followers' posts. Goodwill used to be a good place to buy clothes and furniture if you didn't have a lot of money. Now it's so expensive I've bought better things for cheaper on clearance at Macy's. Yelp. It used to be reviews, but now their extortionist practices make organized crime look tame. Amazon. It used to be a place to start a small business and now it sucks in so many ways. If your product is popular on Amazon, they will copy your product and undercut you and run you out of business. Don't get me started on the god-awful search algorithm. Facebook used to be fun and social, now it is hot garbage. I guess most online companies suck more now than they used to. Panera Bread. Good serving sizes and price, but now you can barley feed a chipmunk with their entire menu. Lyft. They started as a cool company that cares about the drivers, not corporate like Uber etc. They've completely turned that around. They're completely corporate now, went public in March, and have made all kinds changes to shaft drivers out of pay and compensation for vehicle damages. Management is terrible and they're on a downward spiral. Any corporate childcare company, KinderCare, Le Petit, Bright Horizons. Know people that work there and I work at one. It's not about the kids, it's more about money and cutting labor. KFC. I remember as a kid the Colonel's chicken was actually quite good. Now it's just greasy and not the same as I remember. My local Benihana got rid of the glory hole and I haven't been there since. I doubt it will be good for business. Blizzard. I'm sure someone could tell me exactly what happened, but they used to absolutely dominate PC gaming. To me everything started to go to shit around the release of Diablo 3. SC2 never really hit the stride that SC1 did. WoW used to stand head and shoulders above the competition. Warcraft spawned an entire different genre of games known as MOBAs. Hearthstone, like Overwatch, had an incredible start but languished from lack of solid patches, expansions and what seemed like tone-deaf developers. Diablo 3 has been one giant quagmire from the outset. What happened, Blizzard? I miss you. YouTube for sure went from trying to protect users to not even caring about most of them with a corrupt system. Cartoon Network. They went from cutting edge and taking risk with their cartoons to following a set plan and formula. Edit. I wasn't really clear in this, haha. I mean that Cartoon Network doesn't do much with what good shows it has. There are still very good and innovative shows being produced from the network. Steve Universe, Adventure Time, We Bare Bears, Craig of the Creek, etc. But their lineup and poor scheduling is the main problem this year. All that Cartoon Network seems to produce and air now is Teen Titans Go and Total Dramarama, and you can really tell that those shows are simply trying to follow an algorithm and get as many views as possible without caring about content. Cartoon Network began as a risk-taker that would invest good money in its cartoons. Now it's just a sad corporation. Sega. They lost their ability to make good 3D Sonic games. Whole Foods. Definitely not about promoting sustainability anymore. Just making big bucks off of the claim this year. ESPN. They used to cover at least decent stories, like the Michigan State sex abuse case. But now they only focus on the personality side of sports. And they fall in love with anyone who can dunk a basketball. It's more than a little ridiculous. There are other players, teams in college basketball. Blizzard. After ruining the Diablo franchise, they decided to make WoW a mess. Then went back to ruining the Diablo series a bit more. Blizzard. They used to be the company of gamers that made games for gamers. Activision sunk their claws in and bled them dry. I think the writing was on the wall when Metzen left. And then at last year's BlizzCon, you could see Morhaim's crush soul as he announced he was stepping down. I'll always remember Blizzard for what they were, and never for what they've recently become. Tom's their buy one give one model takes business away from the people they claim to help. And their shoes are only $4 to make, so if you buy them at $60, they pocket the other $52 after they give a pair. KFC. I remember KFC back like 10 years ago was amazing and I always looked forward to going there. I went to one last week and the store was dirty and the chicken was nasty. Olive Garden. I remember when their breadsticks were the best in the world. Now it's as if they just rolled it in grease and microwaved it. I'm not sure if it's the franchise, or just the restaurant near me. But they also stopped giving out free mints.
Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe to support the channel.